Quite an experience. Where was I? Somebody asked me that, said that a question in the Oktoberfest. You know, who did this, and you guess, and somebody's name's in there.
You talking about the Clarksville
show?
Yeah,
Clarksville show, yeah.
Robert Mitchum?
Yeah, they filmed it in Silver Bottom. Around
was just a damn idiot running around out there.
Well,
Were you in the show?
I was not actually in the show, but I was what they call stand-in.
So
you put on their costume or their clothing. They set the camera and lights.
What did you have on?
Whatever the scene called.
Bathing suit
or what?
No, my goodness.
Well, tell us about it.
He had on a bathing suit.
Oh, Lord.
I didn't either. I had on whatever the actor was going to have on that day for that scene. Well, I can't remember that, Jerry. Good land.
You stand in for George?
For George Hamilton and Robert Mitchum.
Was that because you look like them, or what?
Well, I tell you what, the Dallas Times Herald thought I was one of the actors because they interviewed me.
Did they really?
Said, no, sir.
Here comes somebody to tell you about it, Cleet Weaver.
And
anyhow,
we...
which one of them you rather have been, Robert or...
Well, I'm going to tell you, George Papard, George Hamilton. George Hamilton sat around using his little screen to sun-tan under his neck, you know what I'm talking about? Holding it on his chest. Back then, I don't know why he's not one big skin cancer, I'm telling you. And he is, you know, he's still today, they put him out there as the most tanned individual.
What's that? Marsh gas. That's where sulfur bottom begins. You ever been in there? You walk in there, you'll never walk out.
Down in there about 4 or 5 days down there. We went down there every morning. Liza Minnelli was there. Her dad was the director. George Papard, George Hamilton. They would bring, they had a Jeep with a platform on the back, and they'd bring brush in to set a scene up and make it look better than what it really was. Liza was riding around. She was 11 or 12 years old, and there was a little green grass snake in there, and I just reached in there and picked it up. Oh, my goodness, thrilled her to death.
What was you,
I was a stand-in, Cleet. They wouldn't let you do it. They didn't want nobody red-headed in the deal.
I don't know, what was you, a hog?
Well, I stood in for the hog, too, once in a while. But they had some actual wild hogs. Yes, down in, there was an old iron bridge across, I guess it was a bayou or a creek or something down there. This is out near Cuthand now.
South of Cuthand.
Right, back down. I don't even know where it is now, how to actually get there. But I had to pull that mud. I believe that scene, they shot a lot of scenes, all of them weren't in the movie. So I had to go down and pull that old muddy swamp, knee deep in the thickest old mud I ever saw. I don't remember whether it was Papard or Hamilton, I think it was.
He'd never been off the pavement.
Yeah, that was quite an experience. We shot scenes at the lake near Paris, Texas, all night, and none of that was in the movie.
Pat May's Lake?
Well, no, it wasn't Pat May. It was the City Lake, I believe. We were out in the country there. I can't even remember. The weather got bad while we were in Sulphur Bottom, and they couldn't shoot. This was all in Technicolor, and if the sun wasn't shining, they couldn't shoot. So we came out of Sulphur Bottom and moved just out at the edge of Clarksville in a group of woods that the Lennox is on. And it's out toward where the airport is now. And went off down just in this patch of wood. And they shot several scenes down there. Even used the scene where they had the mechanical hog simulating the live hog was shot down there. So, I remember watching Robert Mitchum and others that were involved playing some pretty high stakes poker. It was raining and cloudy, so they passed the time by getting a big poker game. I couldn't play with them. They were, you know, I don't know what I should call any names. They're all Red River County.
How much money were you making?
Oh, it wasn't bad. I don't know. It was $7 or $8 a night.
You couldn't play poker
10.
with him?
Do what?
You couldn't play poker with him?
No, I couldn't play poker with Robert Mitchum and other wealthy folks from Red River County.
When was the last time you've seen that movie?
Oh, it's been a long time. Just so happened my son-in-law told me one time when my daughter or somebody mentioned about me doing that. And he said, my goodness, that's my favorite movie of all time.
Well, now I watched that Western County a lot, and I don't believe they've ever had it on it.
Oh, it's on television quite a bit. I've seen it advertised, but I haven't watched it. I tell you, when I saw it, when I really wanted to see it because I knew I'd had this little part in it, or helped with it, or whatever you want to call it, it was in Colorado Springs. I was in basic training in the Army, and had to be in 1960, and it was premiering in Colorado Springs. And that was the first time they would give us a pass for basic training. I went to town and saw that movie. And that's where I saw it.